Hey guys, BaoZakeruga here. Today I'm counting down my personal top 10 games for one of my favorite handhelds of all time, the Game Boy Advance. Now there's only going to be one game per series to break up some monotony, and with that being said, here we go. Number 10. Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship Tournament 2004. There's a few Yu-Gi-Oh! Games in the GBA, and half of them play the same, usually the only difference being more cards after each release. But that doesn't change the fact that for fans of the TCG, they're pretty fun. The reason 2004 wins out over the other games for me is simple: the soundtrack. Music is a major element in the game for me, and this game had a shockingly good OST for a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. And of course it was fun to play, despite the blatantly cheating, mind-reading AI of the level 6 duelists. Number 9. Golden Sun. Ask any RPG fan for their favorite GBA games, and you can bet Golden Sun will be on the list. This is one of the best looking GBA games, and some of the battle animations are still pretty cool looking even today. Story wise, it's not Final Fantasy levels of storytelling, but it's still enjoyable. The real draw, however, is the gameplay, and the Dijins that play a role in and outside of battle. You use them for dungeon puzzles and eviscerating hordes of enemies. Golden Sun gets every key point that makes an enjoyable RPG, while bringing some lasting charm that makes the game enjoyable even now. Number 8. The Legend of Zelda: The Minish Cap. Minish Cap is a game I actually didn't play until last year with the 3DS's Ambassador program. I never gave it a chance before because I figured I wouldn't care for it. Boy, was I wrong. At its core, it's a typical top-down Zelda game, but the mechanic of shrinking yourself opens up an entire new world of exploration. Literally. Plus your hat Aslo is pretty funny and cool. Out of all the Zelda games I played, Minish Cap has some of my favorite set of items to use. I often found myself using them to screw around in dungeons instead of just mainly using my sword to hack away at things. I only use items when they're necessary, like in some of the other games. If you haven't played Minish Cap yet, I highly suggest giving it a try. Number 7. WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro Games. This game falls under the same situation as Minish Cap. Didn't give it a try until I got it free with the Ambassador program, and I ended up loving it. Man, I really gotta stop judging games at face value. WarioWare Inc. is nothing but a giant collection of minigames, but the thing is that you gotta be fast in your button response or you get a penalty. You get too many penalties and you have to do the whole set of minigames over. It can be intense, but strangely enough I didn't mind losing, which happened often, because of how much fun I was having. Also, I have to give a mention to the game's soundtrack. It mainly uses short jingles, but they're all pretty catchy, and I never once got tired of them. WarioWare Inc. is just pure fun. Number 6. Kingdom Hearts: Chain of Memories. Chain of Memories took the battle system of the original Kingdom Hearts game and turned it into a card battle system. And it surprisingly worked pretty well. It was addictive, challenging, and the story was interesting, albeit convoluted. It even had cutscenes. Yes, FMV cutscenes on the Game Boy Advance. What? Number 5. Mother 3. Mother fans are pretty vocal about their love for the series, so when Mother 3 got a fan translation, I just had to try it for myself. What I experienced was one of the most unique and memorable RPGs I've ever had the pleasure of playing. First and foremost, the battle system. The game uses a standard RPG system for the most part, but where the brilliance comes into play is that to do combos you have to tap the A button in rhythm with the music. This is actually more challenging than you might think, as the game throws some funky yet amazing music at you. Story wise, I won't go into details, but just know that it's pretty emotional, and I fell in love with Lucas and the other characters by the end of the game. Also, I gotta just say, this game is very challenging, but I never felt it was cheap, which is perfect. Number 4. Pokemon Emerald. You know how much of a Pokemaniac I am, you saw this one coming. Ruby and Sapphire could have filled this spot, but I went with Emerald because it had a bit more content and an extremely addictive post-game area in the Battle Frontier. Third Gen is admittedly my least favorite, but the fact it's so high on this list should tell you just how much I still love it and the series as a whole. The Third Gen games introduced us to double battles, the Battle Frontier, abilities, and trumpets. Gotta give a shout out to the trumpets. Number 3. Fire Emblem 7. I love most turn-based strategy games, and Fire Emblem 7 is the game that started it all for me. It was unlike anything I ever played before. I had to actually ensure my characters didn't die or they were gone forever. No excuses. This simple fact made me attached to them and made me want to do everything in my power to keep them alive. Every time I completed a chapter with no casualties, I felt like an actual tactician, and ensured my allies lived to fight another day. This game just nailed everything perfectly for me. Amazing music, a compelling overarching story, fun gameplay, and possibly most of all, likable characters. From the kind-hearted Lynn to the hot-headed Hector to the calm and regal Elwood, who happens to be the father of Roy for you Smash Bros. Fans out there. Everyone feels unique and interesting. Number 2. Super Robot Taisen Original Generation 2. So after I finished Fire Emblem 7 and 8, I was hungry for more turn-based strategy games. A search on GameFAQs brought an interesting game to my attention that would quite literally change my life as a gamer. Super Robot Taisen, or its original name, Super Robot Wars. Where do I even begin? Characters you'll fall in love with, great mecha sprite action and animations, a great and compelling narrative, replay value, and kick-ass music. And that's talking about the first game. What did the sequel do? Take everything I just said and turn it up to 11. More characters, more mechs, even better animations, a greater story, more kick-ass music, and more. If you couldn't tell by now, I freaking love this game and series. If you haven't played it yet, shame on you. Number 1. Final Fantasy VI Advance. Now, some of you might cry foul at this, since Final Fantasy VI on the GBA is a port of the original SNES version. But I didn't play the game until the GBA release, so this is the one I have experience with and the game that makes the number 1 spot on this list. This game set the bar for RPGs for me. From the moment you see the Magitech armors trekking through the snow in the intro, to the time the credits roll, this game sucks you in and it just does not let go. The story touches on so many emotions. There's tragedy, comedy, and everything in between. Battle-wise, it's typical Final Fantasy at its core with the active time battle system. 2 things really stood out to me, however. First, despite not having a strict class system, every single character still feels unique because of the abilities they alone can do. Second, the summoning system. I won't go into why because of spoilers, but after a certain point you can equip summons to your characters to give them spells in addition to a strong summon-specific attack. It was just fun going around the world fighting, discovering, and even buying summons to see what they look like and what spells they carry. And finally, the characters. Oh my god, the characters. It's truly a testament to this game's greatness that there's so many playable characters and all of them feel different and likable. You just have to play it to understand. In the final boss battle, guaranteed 100% to leave an impression on you. If you haven't played Final Fantasy VI, you're doing yourself a massive disservice. Go play it now. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my top 10 Game Boy Advance games. I want to hear what yours are, so leave it in the comments and I'll comment on it. Thank you for watching the video and have a great day.